Well, this is my UFO capture over the weekend, unexpectedly, and, not as dramatic as it, like 100 feet, but nevertheless, it was a capture, and I thought I would share it with you briefly. Little footnote here. I'm convinced that these suckers are up there everywhere, folks. I think if everyone had their cameras and had the right lenses and the right filters on it, we would be, I don't know, maybe we wouldn't be so surprised. Many of us already believe that, but maybe the rest of the world would. So, anyway, check this out. So, this weekend was like the most ideal temperature. I mean, it was 72 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. And lo and behold, this was coming out of the northwest. I saw this craft. Well, I suspected that it was a craft, and we can actually take a look at it because it has some very interesting characteristics that when you get close up on it, check this out, folks. Now, granted, we're really extending the pixelization here of what it could capture. But I wanted to point this out, and we will see how this isn't exactly what it appears to be. So this is the next frame, and let's just go in here. We'll kind of just blow it up. Now we're starting to get into something. This is, well, it appears to be a plane-like object. I have heard rumors that I think it's called the X, and don't quote me on this, but I think it's like the X-37. It's the mini space shuttle that NASA and the U.S. Air Force has had up there, and this thing stays up there, folks, for nearly a year without coming back down. Now, I'm not saying that that is what was captured here, but I'm going to give you some maybe good supporting evidence of that. So check this out. Now, this was literally one frame, and let's just see what we got here. Look at this. Check that out. Now, this is clearly another object. Again, this is not a normal plane. I live almost at 6,000 feet of elevation. I have some really good camera equipment, and I've caught jets. I've caught the big one, the A380, as it goes across, caught a number of the larger military. I think it's the C-10 Galaxy, C-5s, excuse me. So this caught my eye. And when I saw that, and now that you can see it, you can clearly see that it's tracking whatever that is. And again, in the next frame, it is not there. But look at the definition of our object. Very interesting in the configuration of the wings. And I think that the size of the craft. So what I did, I went in here, I isolated this, and now you can clearly see this is not what I would call a normal aircraft. I mean, it's subject to, interpretation in your view, but there's clearly something here tracking it. And it was only available, as I said, for one frame. I put it through some other filters to make sure that this wasn't some sort of an anomaly, and you can clearly see in this reduced gamma picture, the contrast is turned way up. You can clearly see that this is something. And again, our object there is very different. Now this one here is taking it into the X-ray. And again, we have our object. Don't know if that's cylinder, if it would maybe even more cigar shape, but look at our vehicle here, this aircraft. And just to satisfy my curiosity, put it through some additional filters, taking out a lot of the background noise. And again, you can see that I don't think this is a normal, aircraft. Now, that's just my opinion. Again, we can see it there. And check this out. Now, this allows us to see heat. Shows you what that contrail is doing. But you can clearly see, check our little friend out. That's a strange signature. And then there you have it. One more picture here. And you can see this was a interesting capture. So you never know, when you just point your camera up and leave it on or click frames, go back and take a look, because what so often seems to be what you think what you're seeing and you dismiss it. I think that's what they want you to do. All right. Tell me your story if you got one. All right. We'll talk soon.